Good morning, everybody. It's your boy Ryan back here again, and I just want to fill your Sunday with positivity during this dark time. A while back, on March 4th, I got my first tattoo. And I kind of want to tell you the story about that and the reason why I chose the verse there. So, I'm going to show you real quick of what it looks like, right? And if you can read that or understand that, this is 1 Corinthians 15:14. And what that says is if Jesus did not raise from the dead, then our preaching would be useless, and so would your faith. And when I read through one of my daily devotionals, that was the exact thing that popped up. And I started reading through the devotional and whatnot, and if something would have inspired me or continued to inspire me, it would be that. Because a while back, when I was a college student, it was probably when I was still in high school, I took a Western Civ 2 class with probably one of the craziest ladies I've ever met in my life. I know Matt Benelli, my boy, he can attest to that. Because we both had an instructor at DMAC called Jacqueline Creasel. And this lady just had like some of the most bizarre just thoughts and beliefs. But you know what? She made learning very entertaining. And in that class, we found out that Jesus was in fact a real person. Go figure. There's a lot of people that I've talked to that don't even think that he was a real person. There's a lot of people who may think that he was a real person but don't believe that he performed supernatural powers. There's some people who don't believe in his existence at all. They think it was just made up. And it's funny what people think. It truly is. I remember growing up, like when I was in college still, I had attended Mass for the first time with some friends. Now, I don't claim to be Catholic. I claim to be a Christian. I just went to Mass one time to experience it, see what it was all about. And I had made a post on Facebook. Shocker, right? I just like to send people updates. And I've had a few people comment on that. One was a dear friend of mine, and another just happened to be a former leader in the church. Now, I'm not going to disagree with what they had to say, because they know me, they know my heart, they know where I want to be headed in life. And they did think it was right for me to go there. And I had mentioned, or no, I think my dad would have looked through the comments of what they said. And my dad is a wise man. He's wiser before his time. And he had said something along the lines of this: do not listen to people who claim to know the entire truth. Because we spend our entire lives searching for the truth. Anybody who says that they know the truth completely is a fool. Now, he may not have said that they were a fool, but in reality, that all makes sense. What I encourage people to do is not take what their minister says completely to heart. Because again, they know some things, but they don't know everything. what they're trying to do is they're trying to inspire you to dig deeper in God's Word. And they're trying to encourage you to learn more about Him, so that when it comes to talking to people about God, you are more accepting to listening to what they have to say and relating your knowledge to theirs. Again, you're not telling people that what they believe is wrong, because that is no way, in shape, or form how we turn people to Christ. We turn people to Christ through loving others as much as ourselves. We love ourselves, we love the people that we work with, and we love the God that we serve. So a little bit about why I chose this. Again, I'm going back to school this fall to be a pastor. Many people have disagreed with that decision, and it's okay. You can disagree all you want. But I know deep down within my heart, that's what He wants me to do. It doesn't make any sense to anybody else but me. And I'm the only one that has to make sense to. And during that time, when I'm going to school, I plan on pursuing work that glorifies Him, gives Him all the honor, glory, and praise that He so richly deserves. And one of the opportunities that I found, which I haven't interviewed for, but seems like a pretty solid idea, is kind of like a youth minister role. Even in my own heart and my own beliefs, I don't think I'm ready for it. But when you read through the job description and whatnot, there's not much to be required. You have to be at least 24. You have to be comfortable sharing your faith with people and basically preaching to people. And you also have to know some of the truth. Now, I'm not going to lie to any of you. I might be in the Word daily, and I might pray here and there, but I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to prepare. I'm working through some addictions myself. I don't claim to be sober or clean, but these are things that I'm working on. And I know that I can't rely on myself to become clean from these things. But I had to rely on Him. I had to rely on the support of my family and friends. Sometimes you gotta reach for help from something different and more powerful, knowing that you're powerless to it. But the first step that you had to admit is that you're powerless to it. The second step is reaching out for help. The third step is staying away from it. So that means removing yourself from friends and family that do that, or removing the addiction from your home or whatnot. You have to do that. Now, I'm not saying push people away from you that you love, but if they're toxic, if they're doing nothing to encourage you, to support you, to help benefit you with your struggle, they're not essential for your battle. They're not essential for they are not essential in your life. Eventually they will be, because once you battle this, once you overcome this addiction, the beautiful thing is this: you'll be able to help others too. Again, you don't know everything. You don't claim to know everything, but you'll make it through. But kind of back to the job. It requires you to write a cover letter. It also requires you to have 3 letters of recommendation. Now, back in my day, when I applied for a couple of Bible colleges, I've asked people to write me letters of recommendation. Some of them would be former teachers of mine, whether in high school or college. Some of them would be former bosses of mine at Dolls or whatnot, just anybody that I had a good relationship with. And in the past, I've asked some pastors of mine. for their letter of recommendation. And the two people that I have asked, one I think of like a father, and the other I think of like a brother. They did the one thing that I never expected them to do, even though I didn't want to hear it. It's something that I need to hear, because it encourages me to continue digging deeper in His Word, connecting with Him, and then finding other opportunities to basically get more involved. And they had told me, based on my education, because I don't have any biblical education, and based on my leadership, because there's really no leadership experience within the church or within the community, I would not be a good fit. They're not saying that I would never be a good fit, and they're not saying that ministry is not a part of my future, and not that it will never be, but they're saying right now is not a good opportunity. I'll admit it, it hurt. It hurt really deep. And it put me in a place where, like, God, is this really what you want me to do in my life? And even though it hurt, He mended that broken heart. And He says, yes. But it's going to take some time. It's going to take some research, some education, some healing. It's going to take some time. So in the process of writing this letter, I wrote 2 different letters to this place. One was like a very small snippet of what they want to know. You talk about your education, you talk about your Christian faith, you talk about the reasons why you want to pursue it. And then you tell them what they need to hear. That's a 2-page letter. I had one friend read through both because I trusted her. I trust her word. I expect her to give me back feedback, and she did. And that means a lot. So, waiting to hear back from that. Good things are going to happen, though. I may not get the job, and that's cool. But at least I took a step out in faith, and I pursued it. But yeah. Getting back to the tattoo and the reason why I got it, right? So I got my tattoo basically because I need something to keep me inspired. To not only pursue God, to enjoy God, to love God, but to stay in His Word, to talk about Him more positively to other people, so that when they see me, they may see a mess, they may see a broken masterpiece, but what they're also going to see is somebody that has a lot of hope. And I hope and I pray that you see the same thing, not only in me, but in yourself. Yes, we're not all perfect. We all have flaws. We all have addictions. We all have problems. But in the end, we are loved. We are children of God. And most importantly, there's nothing that we could say or do to ever make Him not love us. And I want you to know that. Okay? I want to thank you for listening to this rant. And just hope and pray that it touches you. Touches you in a way that you've never been touched before. You see me, a person that is not perfect, wanting to do work that makes Him happy, and do work that ultimately improves the lives of others, because that's what He called me to do. I believe each and every person was born with a purpose in God's will. And my purpose is to help others improve their lives. Help them realize that there's something better out there in life. And there's something better. That better option is always going to be God. It's going to be nobody different. I'm not going to tell you what you believe is wrong. I'm going to have you figure that out for yourself. I know what I believe, and I know what I believe is right. And I praise him for everything he's ever done in my life. Because had it not been for him, I should have been dead. Should have been dead as a child, should have been dead in my adulthood, should have been locked up in prison. But because he loves me, he sees a future in me, I'm still here. And I hope, and I pray, and I encourage you to believe the same. Hope you have a wonderful Sabbath. Remember, I love you. And remember that there's nothing that you can say or do to make him think any differently. Have a great day and God bless. Love you all.